Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserredux as the Pacific States, specifically Walt Disney. Let us continue on from we last left off. So the entirety of the Americas are currently at war, but we're just kind of hanging out. We're really just like chilling, which is pretty nice for us. Oh, which one of these do we want? You are even more organization. 3% recruitable population. Okay, 3% recruitable population is crazy. But actually, let me see. No, you're just for generic land doctrine, so I think this is fine. We'll have, like, just human wave tactics for our great Pacific States. So Canada's stolen Alaska. The assholes. Pro-interventionist riots. While the decision to declare the Pacific independence was always going to be unpopular, few could have expected the degree to which that unpopularity would come out. Spontaneous protests, spurred on by both bannings of nearly all major political parties, and a decision to appoint such a political unknown as Disney to lead the Pacific, has taken place nationwide. While peaceful at first, these protests quickly turned into riots when pro-secessionist crowds emerged to counter-protest. Already, the National Guards of California and Washington have been mobilized in key cities to try to restore order. To mitigate further violence, President Disney has taken to addressing the nation via radio. He's had difficult choice to make in a speech. He must decide whether to support the secessionists and keep the dream of independence Pacific alive, or break with them to order to reclaim America. I mean, I feel like we've got to reclaim America, right? Let me just take a quick look. Does this matter for this? For autocratic PSA, we gotta not intervene. Okay. So then we've got to make sure we do not intervene. Okay, I would also... Can I please... Thank you? As sad as it is, like, I do personally want to, but if you want to do the autocratic stuff, we can't really do it right now. Riots spiral out of control. After Disney made the decision to remain as a secessionist nation, the already dangerous riots have grown to an uncontrollable size. Despite the National Guard's best attempts, major cities such as Portland, Seattle, and San Francisco have fallen into what can only be called a miniature civil war. While even Sacramento was the scene of bloody massacres, the rioters faced off against several units of the National Guard. Although so far Sacramento has remained mostly within government hands. As the nation further defends in the chaos, President Disney has taken to making another address, this time in person. In an attempt to restore stability and unity, many with Disney's own security detail are warning him against such an action, as there will no doubt be an attempt to snuff him out. Disney, of course, is having none of it. Disney's speech was a modest thing, and very few bother to listen. As he wraps up his speech, there's a ruffling in a small crowd as a young man approaches Disney's podium. A young man produces a handgun and fires into the air, sparking a riot. Okay, so he's not dead. I'm going to keep checking the path guide because I want to make sure we're doing everything right. So after he survives, we have to make sure that we keep control of the power. Okay, well, understandable then. Get that out of here. A nation on the brink. The failure of Walt Disney to restore stability to Pacific States has led to the collapse of social order across the nation. Protests and riots are growing into rebellions. As the secessionist question tears families apart, it makes neighbors take up arms against one another. With the nation on the verge of complete collapse, it appears the military is preparing to deal with it themselves. Officers loyal to Walt Disney are reporting that the army is once more preparing to place General Arnold in the president's seat, in hopes that he can bring order where Walt Disney has failed. These reports also mention that his plot is still in its infancy, suggesting that if the president were to rally the armed forces, he could still restore order. After much deliberation, President Walt Disney decides to rally the army in hopes of restoring order. Okay, I want to make sure I will bring you guys down to just pretend California for the time being. Disney's final address to Congress. The nation is in flames, the army is in shambles, something must be done, yet nobody's doing anything. These words echoed through the chamber of the Pacific Congress. As Walt Disney addressed the assembly, as the speech went on, Disney's word became more sinister. As he began to blame Congress for the nation's ills, near the end of his speech, his words became darker yet. As he denounced democracy, denounced socialism, and denounced the very people he was addressing by name, at the end of the speech, he read that our nation must achieve true prosperity. However, one thing is preventing our nation from achieving prosperity: democracy. As his speech ended, members of the military stormed the halls and arrested every member of Congress. The military police took them to an unknown location, as loyal foot soldiers crushed riots in every major city with brutal force. For benevolence and progress. A nation of visionaries. Okay, so benevolence in progress. We love to see it. Okay, that actually just bypasses automatically. Limit executive power. We cannot do this. We can break with executive change. Influence of president will grow. This is a dangerous path to tread, especially if your leader is less than stable. His influence will grow. I mean, how strong is he right now? Do we know? Okay, we want to attack these factions. Oh yeah, we can change his outfit too. Oh look at him. Look how handsome he is. Let's what else do we have? President Disney. I don't know what's going on with his face there, but okay. The visionary party is now in charge. We're not that popular, unfortunately. And we're currently still doing DeWitt's mobilization, but we're going to get so much manpower off that. It's going to be crazy. 5,000 manpower. Disney the Manolith, the Legends. So what happens after we do all of this? Is that like kind of just the end of the tree? Million men saved at last. I'm not too sure, to be quite honest. But I think we do want our influence to grow. And are we stable? I mean, maybe. Depends on who you want to ask, right? I feel like we're fairly stable. New England has declared independence. Okay. That's fine. I'm not going to worry about what New England does. I have better things to worry about for sure. And I still don't want to demobilize. If I can avoid it at... Okay, our American Marines have now returned. We'll send those over to Brown Army here. Here's the thing. It's like, I bet you we could easily win, right? Walt Disney, he knows how to run a country, I'm sure. I'm sure he could run America. Okay, we don't need to change his outfit another time for now. Maybe in the future, but not at this exact moment. We'll have you sign into red. What about you? Organization first, reinforcement rate plus 2%. I do like the reinforcement rates. We'll get you on that for now. Price on the Danube. Hey, today the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco was completed by Joseph Strauss and his team of engineers. It connects the city of San Francisco at the northern tip of the San Francisco Peninsula to Marin County as part of Highway 101 and California State Highway 1. The Golden Gate Bridge is the largest suspension bridge in the world. Reporters and journalists from all over the world have come to report on this grand opening event. The government of the Pacific States of America, after having been broken off the United States of America, has made this new bridge a symbol of its government and its prosperity. Now, I will say, we don't really do have anything to do with it. Like, it just happened to finish now. So, but I mean, I'm willing to take credit. Why not? And you know what? Let's break the executive change. Why not? We need a strong executive for our nation, a strong figure to lead our nation forward, a visionary that cares not for the petty bounds of constitutionalism, nor the rule of law made by senseless bureaucrats. Let's go. We don't get that shit out of here. Is this only Disney? I guess both of them can theoretically do this. If you go for Howard Hughes here, then you'd be able to do this as well. It's just that as Spanish Civil War, it's just that as Disney, we cannot limit ourselves. Because why would we? I can draw a picture of a mouse. If I can draw a picture of a mouse, by golly, do I deserve to run the country. Okay. We got the Spanish Civil War over here. Nothing too crazy. We have West Ukraine. Okay. Again, we are playing Kaiserredux. There's a lot of stuff around that I am just not super familiar with. Got the People's Revolutionary Army over here. I do like how they do split Middle Africa into like a handful of smaller states by default. And then aside from that, we've got the Commune. Britain's just kind of hanging out. But aside from that, nothing like super surprising. But again, maybe we haven't seen any crazy stuff. We're still early on, right? Still a little early. Okay. Get the Red Scare, which is going to give us more support. Get rid of the Social Democrats. Support for ourselves. Sideline the Senate. More stability. 100 political power. So I'm wondering, is there ever actually going to be a chance where we can declare war on... or will ever be actually able to like join a faction? Spiritualist takeover. Japanese support. Back in business. that requires us to have won the Civil War. And of course, we're not going to win because we're not actually in it. Victory in the Civil War. We got Hearst over here. We got Liberal Recovery. Apparently we meet this focus for Liberal Recovery, which I don't know if that's actually true or not. It's not, okay. We'll worry about that in some hypothetical future, right? We're gonna get powers of the office. Make me a little bit more powerful. I deserve it, by the way. We're still fighting for America? But that's for the reform plan. The Rising Sun. The offer for stately proportions. With the burst of the West Coast truly free from the rest of America, no longer shackled to the whims of corrupt Congress, the people of this vast land finally have a taste of true independence. However, while the Pacific state may no longer be tied down, subject to the rest of the country, internally we are not without our own forms of subjugation. The Pacific Congress, especially the House, has become dominated by California, by and far the largest state, both in land and in population. Of the 4 Pacific states, it is no small shock that California domination has come to pass. California has always been seen as the beacon of the West, and so it makes sense that the Free West should become to resemble California. However, not all view it this way, as a growing number of both rural citizens and politicians are starting to resent domination by a single state. They view California domination as no better, if not worse, than domination by the feds. To then, the secession of the Pacific states was for a chance to forge a true union of equals, a dream that has been squashed under the might of the Golden State. A small number of civilians in favor of dissolving California have set up small sections of roadblocks in southern Oregon, hoping to draw attention to their plight. The group responsible for the roadblocks have petitioned Congress to deal with the California issue, as they call it, and in response, a group of politicians have been working diligently to push forward a bill to divide California into multiple states, thus destroying the Californian subjugation of the Union and allowing the rest of the nation to breathe as an easier, more equal breath. The bill, dubbed the State Equity Act of 1937, has been gaining traction in both the House and the Senate. While far from a popular measure, the bill is not without its support. Incidentally enough, while the group of conservative politicians, which hails from both the House and Senate, may share the same goal, they differ in a vision, as they can be seen by the fact that 2 different bills, while in essence the same, have been submitted to the respective houses. The Senate bill, seen as the more reasonable of the two, calls for Southern Oregon and Northern California to be broken off and formed into the state of Jefferson, and for Southern California and Los Angeles to be formed into the state of Mojave. Central California and what is San Francisco will remain as the original California. The House bill calls for the same, but with the expectation of San Francisco, it would become the state of Frisco, and Los Angeles would become the state of Angels. Along with this, the House bill will see the rural eastern half of Oregon's Washington broke up into the state of Lincoln. With both of these being fairly radical, there is still very little chance that either bill will pass without the support of the outside, which is why persons from the House and Senate of these bills have reached out to Walt Disney, claiming that with their support, the bill would pass in short order, offering everything from political support to direct financial support for the government. It seems that there is little this group of politicians and citizens will not give to see California's control destroyed. While it is not expected that Walt Disney will truly support either of these plans, as such a change in the map would be massive, not only to mention that this will be a headache for the establishment of a new state actually is, it's not without the realm possibility. After all, even those principled men fail to vice every once in a while. Can I please see all of the options available to me? Game? Hey! Support neither. State bill, 10% stability for 150 political power. You know what? Yeah, why not? I'll take the 150 political power. So we now have the Mojave down here. And now you're Jefferson. So which one's California? I'm not too sure, but that's fine. Modify government. We can now go to Army focus, breakthrough 5%. Okay, you're actually all new. Experience gain plus 1.2. Actually, you know what? 0.12? Well, you get 0.06. Will also give me the breakthrough. So you know what? Sure. We will take the breakthrough on this. I know you were still a little bit upset about the whole demobilization thing. Mexico has declared war on us. Well, I will say that wasn't what I was expecting, to say the least. Okay. We are now at war with Mexico, which is okay. I'm a little bit worried about... did you clear one anybody else? No, just me. I don't know what I did to you to draw this level of ire, but okay. I mean, I guess I will just simply kill you then. You don't think Walt Disney can deal with Mexico? I can conquer Mexico, man. This is not the well, I guess that solves the issue regarding the mobilization. So I mean, that's nice. The 4th of July. Okay. 80%, 72. We do need to take San Francisco back. And by San Francisco, I mean San Diego. PSA troops occupy Baja California. Under direct orders, loyal troops from the bases of Southern California have crossed the border to Mexico and have occupied the Baja Peninsula. With our troops entrenched and poised to stab deeper into the heart of Mexico, and we have Mexico City by the balls. In its position of power, now is the perfect opportunity for us to press our claims in the region while we sue for peace. Under political power, you know what? Sure, why not? I think that's just very funny. Good work, Mexico. I don't know at all what your plan there was. But sure, we've now gotten ourselves... I mean, honestly, like, not much. We haven't really done too much for ourselves. That's okay. I mean, how much does Mexico actually have? 5 to 20... Can I go back to an old save? Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I've made my choice. I've made my choice. It's too... I've made it. I've made it. Realizing Polk's ambitions. Under the administration of the 11th Executive, President James K. Polk, the United States has greatly expanded its borders. Okay, what does this actually allow us to do? In cores, we should take all of Mexico. Oh, I should take all of Mexico, you're right. International stage. With the old Union incorporating new swaths of land, such as Mexican cession, our mighty prize gained through this first Mexican-American War was ratified by the Treaty of Guadalupe. While we were once content with the hard-earned imperialist gains, President Polk wanted to make it even further, dreaming of incorporating the lands of northern Mexico from Baja California to Tamaulipas, while also expanding across the Gulf down towards the Yucatan. However, due to growing risk of failing negotiations and risking opposition from the northern states, Polk was forced to abandon his claims, but perhaps his dream is not yet dead. I mean... we should take all of Mexico. Can I justify a war against you? We need more political power. Does this give me a core on this? You're an occupied state right now. We didn't... okay, no, it is a core. Fantastic. We love to see it. Okay, Mexico. I see how it is. I see how it is. When I get my political power back, baby, oh my, it is back on. We take Mexico? Because who needs the rest of America when I've got Mexico, right? Oh, so I have no resources. I probably should have thought about that. Okay, Germany, I would like to trade with you. Netherlands, I'd like to trade with you. How many civilian factories do I have? Like none. Okay, cool. Kid calls his belly on Cuba. That's so fucking funny. With the American government taking a new hawkish direction, yeah, I mean... it also becomes a core of ours. Support from the resistance. Hey! Come on, give me the 100 political power. Okay, we got the 50, but that's still fine. And a new drink for the boys. In a bid to help jumpstart the infantile Pacific economy, the Belfast Beverage Company, situated in San Francisco, has recently announced the release of a new soda pop, dubbed Belfast Root Beer. Exploded in popularity up all and down the West Coast, Belfast Root Beer has become the drink of the Pacific states. And it has even begun to hotly sell with our foreign trading partners in Japan and across the Entente, stimulating our civilian economy. In a bid to increase national spirit, the Belfast Beverage Company has even struck a deal with the government, providing a new soda pop as part of our military rations, allotting to our troops on the border with our former brothers in America. This move would prove to be a smashing success, with the troops across the Rockies find themselves with these refreshments in their sugary brown suds. A cold yet all too quickly reprieve for the mundane task of guarding the border. Commonly nicknamed Bug by the troops, a shorthand pseudonym for the drink coined by the boys of the Berkeley Bulldogs Infantry Division. Hey, well, I'll take the civilian factory. And you know what? I'll even take the nice glass of root beer as well. I will say, I am a root beer enjoyer. The hot take, I know. But I will say now, with the government solely in the hands of Walt Disney, with Baja California now rightfully a part of our territory, I think it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So if you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not doing it, some down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.